Hey guys, Coach Tim. It is September and it's kind of gloomy, just like August has been here in the South Bay, in the land of Lala. I wanted to share with you an interesting element of persuasion that I've been thinking about this morning. From early on, I watched a video by George Hutton, this expert, talking about social proof. Social proof being a word I believe originated from Robert Cialdini, the social psychologist out of Arizona State. He's written some great stuff, and to many in the industry, in that world, is known as the Godzilla of persuasion. So Hutton goes through the social proof stuff, and I started thinking, I'm like, God, I need to tell a client of mine, he's going to all these network events, he's not documenting them, and this fits right into the social proof thing. So I started writing, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to just write it for him. There's some other guys and gals I know that are doing stuff. I should write it for them also. Next thing I know, I'm writing a frickin' book. But that's not what I'm wanting to talk to you about. So I gave some ideas of social proof, right, that I've done. I'm on back of books as testimonial or review or whatever on the back of books, in books, right, in the news. I helped a guy sell a mortgage site for $250,000. He gives me lots of credit for the strategy behind the building of it and the SEO, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so what a lot of people will do is boast, right? And we all got a lot to boast about if we've been in the business. Any amount of time you've been in your business. I've been doing this for almost, I think, a quarter century. So we want to talk about what we're doing, and there's some stuff that's like I did. I kind of coaxed it into a story, just like I did just now, right? I was able to tell you that I've done some pretty badass stuff. Started out, actually, I just remembered this. I started out doing the webmastering and SEO and e-commerce and fill in the blank, digital janitor for a site called eChamps. And part of the network were a lot of NFL and NBA Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers. Worked on Eric Dickerson, Teddy Bruschi's stuff. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. But there's a way to do stuff that isn't so obnoxiously commercial and whatnot. And it's in using what I call, and I steal from the hypnosis and NLP field, I call it the quote technique. And so years ago, my son was not going to play high school football. He had played all those years. He was burnt out on it. He liked his BMXing and scootering. So one day, I was the president of our league. I had to go to El Segundo early, it's like 7:30, to go get the field ready. And Nick was coming with me because he wanted to ride his bike all over town. We run into somebody. We stop at McDonald's, health food, and we run into somebody from the old youth stuff. He used to be my GM, in fact. And he asks about Nick, and I tell him, well, he wasn't going to play, but then all of a sudden he sees everybody with their uniforms, their shirts on, their jerseys on game day, and he kind of got jealous and kind of got the ache and he comes home and he goes, "Hey, do you think I made a mistake?" So that was the day before. So I'm like jumping up and down inside, but I don't want to push it on him because I know that then it might push his teenage rebellious away from type of motivation type, against the dad situation, if that makes sense. So what I did is I come out of the McDonald's and I said, "Guess who?" Because he stayed in the car, and I said, "Guess who I saw?" And he goes, "Who?" And I tell him, and I go, his old teammate and my old GM. And I said, "Yeah, man, you won't believe what he told me. I told him about you wanting to play and then saying that you would wait till maybe next year. Do you know what he said? He said, you need to go to the coach and you need to go talk to him about playing now." And the rest was history. And that's how you can sneak a boastful statement into your sales or your marketing. The other day I was at the local Greasy Spoon, sitting there, and in walks so-and-so, and he's a client of mine locally, and he goes, "Man, I'm so glad to see you. You won't believe what I'm doing, or what you did for me with my, just from the Google business profile. The amount of phone calls have gone up by 20%. So that's how you sneak in those kind of things. It's best through stories. Anyway, hey, this is Coach Tim out. I wanted to keep this short. I went a little long. My apologies. But hopefully you learned something. Boast a lot, but boast it subtly and not so in your face all the time. Peace.